about the house.
Satanic.
We have a plan before we get into the board, and I'm going to go into a semi-trance with it, okay? And so I'm going to be channeling what the board's saying as well as what it's writing out.
At this
I'm
point,
interested in the body of the child that is missing.
Body of the child. Already, I can tell you, as we talk with the body of the child is buried, okay? The child is on the basement level. There is water around the child. As I've already said, I feel a cistern. And I feel this house may have 2 containers of water. Underneath the basement is some type of hollow area, and then off to the left side. I'll tell you that now.
but I really, it is getting a little hot.
It's freezing. We're breathing smoke. Ron has taken his jacket off and is wearing just a T-shirt.
I don't know why. I'm just getting extremely hot as we begin this now.
We were warned several times about, and I don't want to do it now, I have the Bible in my hand, several times by people about putting this Bible on the Ouija board, which we're going to do in a few minutes.
Have you done this before, Kim?
No, well, once when I was 12, I played with the Ouija board with some girlfriends of mine and swore that I would never do it again. But I'm just going to see what happens during this time. And
Psychic Ron and his ability to call in the energy in this house should make it very interesting.
yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Like I said, I
I'm
happen...
scared, but I'm,
Yeah.
DC, you're going to see the 2 red eyes tonight. Paul was talking about he'd make his presence known to you in the green. You'll see the 2 red eyes that were seen upstairs earlier.
Great.
I just want to know if Psychic Ron sees anything happening to us because we're doing this. I mean, you were skeptical about this before, too.
Well, I'm only doing this because I don't want to disappoint anyone. I do feel that the Ouija board can open the gateway to hell. There's no telling what may enter either one of us as we attempt this or anyone else in this house here. So be prepared for whatever you may see.
This is dangerous, but you have the ability as a psychic to control whatever enters you. Is that correct?
Well, let's hope I do.
All right, and you describe this as opening the gates of hell?
I have said that repeatedly. Repeatedly.
We pretty much insisted that we do this segment. You finally agreed to be a part of it.
Well, you talked me into it.
Now, DC holding a Bible, what effect will or could that have on this Ouija board segment?
I don't think it will have any effect on it. As a matter of fact, you talked about placing the Bible where?
Just somewhere on it, because I feel like the whole Ouija board thing is just satanic and demonic. I don't believe in Aunt Susie hanging around or Uncle Paul, to be honest. I really don't. I believe that spirits and things that move things and that kind of thing is demonic. So that's where my basis for the Bible...
You believe, based on your religious convictions, you think if Paul is in this house, it's a demonic presence?
I don't believe Paul's in the house. I believe there's heaven, there's hell, and then there's demons.
I'm telling you, I saw 2 eyes.
I understand that. I believe that was a demon, not Paul. I don't think Uncle Paul...
You think there's something here, but you think it's demonic.
I think there's plenty of things here, but I think they're demons.
And
I have said all along that there were demons in the house. I feel we may have attracted some that never even existed in this house as we begin what we're undertaking now.
See, I don't believe...
What are you clutching around your neck, Psychic Ron?
Well, I have my crystal, and of course you've seen it work at the casinos. You know what it can do, and so therefore I'm gathering up energy. If you'll touch it, you'll notice how hot it's getting. Okay? Can you feel the warmth?
It is warm.
Okay. And what I'm doing is energizing and getting ready for what we're fixing to undertake so we can get the best possible out of this Ouija board. But we need to know what we're going to ask it. What are we going to ask it? Are y'all going to ask the questions of it as we...
I think we're all probably going to ask questions of it. I think once it gets started, you, Ron, Steve, DC, Kim, Courtney, we'll all ask questions of it.
Pertaining to this house.
Hey, I'm getting so hot. I can't understand it. I was freezing downstairs, and yet right now, I actually feel like I'm sitting on top of a furnace blowing up hot air. That is wow.
We're all freezing. Is there anything we can do in the way of protection or anything with... You have these religious convictions, DC. I mean, you're holding the Bible.
I don't think there's any more protection than the Bible. I think that Paul and these things that we've been talking about tonight, I think that in the Bible what it talks about is how demons and Satan will use things like that are close to us. When Aunt Susie dies, that's something to us that we're very close to. And a demon can then take that form of Aunt Susie to make us believe this is somebody we know. Oh, it's Aunt Susie. I recognize Aunt Susie. There she is.
You think it's a demon?
And I think it's demonic. And that's really what I think we're getting into right now.
Okay. We're about to begin.
Well, I'm giving Kim some protection there. I did bring with me a cross to use for this segment in case I did decide to do it. I transferred over to her cross there. And, of course, we've got Steve standing here with the Bible. Once again, I can't express to you how hot I feel, Steve, it's almost like hot flashes or something. I mean, downstairs, I was just freezing. And then I come up here and I start getting hot.
Courtney just felt his
You
forehead.
have a bit of a fever.
Yeah, very warm. Very warm.
Yes, you hear that is amazing. You are very hot. His skin is hot to touch.
All right, what do we need to do then to begin?
Ron will go into a trance, or is going into a trance.
Ron is going into a trance.
Oh, God.
I don't know what kind of reaction.
He just threw up on the floor.
Ron just threw up on the floor.
He basically is foaming at the mouth, quite frankly. Honest to God. Are you all right?
So hot. I don't know why.
He just he keeps
I'm sorry.
spitting up foam, and he's so hot, and he looks very pale, and it looks like he doesn't feel very good at all.
Very pale.
Kim and Ron have both of their hands, all four of their hands. They have four hands on the Ouija board.
I'm hot. It's like I am literally burning up. I'm sorry for making such a mess on the floor, but there was just foam. Yellow, white foam coming out of my mouth. Okay. Y'all ask a question. Let's begin. I don't know what happened, but I'm ready.
Do we ask a name question first as to what's the name? Is there a spirit present? And Kim, I'm going to put the mic by you because, I feel like I really know you and that you will tell me if you're moving it or not. Is there a spirit present?
I'm just holding my fingertips on top of the Ouija board mechanism that's able to be moved, and I'm not pushing it at all.
Is there a spirit present?
I'm feeling
It
something.
takes a couple minutes. You have to. I know you're on a time schedule, but the spirit world isn't.
I'm not moving this at all, and it is moving under our fingers. Ron has his on top, just like I do, just barely touching it. And
Ron, do you have a particular spirit guide? It might help if you called on your particular spirit guide.
I could call upon Michael, who's been with me for quite some time. I'm not so sure that I'm going to be able to continue because I am hot. I mean, I feel like I literally could jump in a bathtub of ice water and not cool off. I don't know what it is.
he looks very pale, and he's been sitting here shaking, and he just threw up on the floor, and this was...
And then all of a sudden, it was just foam. This is wild.
Should we have somebody...
Get another male to come over here and take my place. Can we get another male?
Dan Duffy, do you want to try this?
Dan, do you mind sitting down?
Only if you want to do it. We don't put any pressure on you to do it whatsoever.
Is that all right?
I'll do it. Courtney, see if Ron needs anything. He may need something. I don't know if he's all right. He looks
Dan?
very weak and pale.
Dan, you sit down.
Check.
Ron, are you okay?
I think I'll be okay. I don't know. I just got so hot, and I was drinking my water because I told you I was so hot, and all of a sudden I just started foaming.
All right, take some deep breaths so you're totally relaxed. Take some deep breaths, draw the light around you, and call on the spirit of someone that you believe in. Like if you believe in Jesus, call on him to help protect you. And then we ask that a benign entity help and answer if there is a spirit present.
It's moving. Are you moving it, Dan?
No.
Are you moving it, Kim?
No, but I can feel it moving underneath my fingers.
Is there a spirit present?
This is very strange. It's really moving towards Dan. The end of the thing is moving towards Dan, and it's starting to move a little bit more. And all I'm doing is barely putting my fingertips on top of this thing. And I think the same for Dan, because I don't feel him moving it at all.
It seems to be moving just back and forth, back towards me and then towards Kim and vice versa.
If you've never operated a Ouija board before, this is when you first get the energy onto the board. It's that you people have not had experience in directing it. And so it at least is showing that there is movement there. Yeah, why don't you ask it if the entity that is guiding you can connect you with Paul.
It's really funny. Every time we try to video, we have a video camera here, and every time we try to tape the Ouija board segment, the light will come on, and then it'll go right off, and you can't. You turn it back on, and it goes off. Turn it on, it goes off.
My stomach is really starting to feel really nauseous all of a sudden. This is really weird. And I'm not moving this with my fingers at all. I'm just barely have my fingers even on it at all. And it's moving a lot more now.
Now it's really starting to move. And you guys aren't moving it.
Electricity running through my body. It feels like electricity is just running through my body.
Don't get possessed on us, Dan.
No, they won't. They're protected by God's light. We've called on the presence of Jesus or whomever they believe in that's a higher power, so they're perfectly safe.
Why don't we place the Bible on the table, side of the table?
I think that would be a wonderful idea.
Why don't we place the Bible on the edge of the board? Do you have a problem with putting the Bible on the board?
Wait a minute, is it trying to tell you yes?
Do you have a problem with putting the Bible on the board? Oh, it's moving towards yes.
It started moving toward yes, though, when you said, why don't we put the Bible on the board?
Why don't we put the Bible on the board? Should we put the Bible on the board? Oh, well, it's moving over to no.
It says no. It spells out.
Well, why don't we anyhow? Why don't we anyhow? No, guys.
I don't want you to do it, DC.
What do you think's going to happen?
Kim, it's
I don't
not gonna
know.
hurt a thing.
I don't know.
It's not going to hurt a thing.
It just doesn't feel right to me.
Then we'll ask it why it has a problem with the Bible. We'll ask it why. What is it spelling?
It's just kind of going in circles at the moment. But
Courtney thinks it's saying devil. Should we put the Bible on the Ouija board?
Is it, Courtney? Can
Should-
you read it?
Looks like it keeps going back and forth in a circle. D-E-V-I-L, D-E-V. I'm telling you.
Should we put the Bible on the board?
Should we put the Bible on this board?
Should we get out of the house?
It said no again. Why? Well, why don't we...
Questions. There's too many questions. It should come from just one of the people on the board and no one else. The spirit doesn't know who to listen to.
should we put the Bible on the board? I'm not moving this.
It's
I'm
probably
not
saying
moving
no
this.
because if you put the Bible on the board, you're going to cover the letters and you
No.
can't get an answer.
Put it on the edge of the Ouija, right here. Why don't we put the Bible right on the edge? Because I know that the devil loves a good look at the Bible. So the Bible is now on the board.
This thing is going back and forth a lot quicker than it was before. And I feel like I have this like energy going right through my fingertips. It's very, it's making me shake.
Is there a spirit present?
Is there a spirit present? I have to move the Bible so they can answer.
Well, by all means.
It would be moving if there wasn't a spirit present.
Yeah,
Just be
I
sitting
feel
there.
like
Just
there
be
is
sitting
because
there, yes.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Dan, are you doing this?
He went to yes. He went to yes.
Absolutely not. I'm not moving
The
this.
board went to yes on is there a spirit present. Should we ask it its name?
Yes. If there is a spirit present, what is your name? And I need really total quiet in here because it's getting kind of noisy. If there's a spirit present, what is your name?
K.
Okay.
We have K. We have what, K again? We have 2 Ks, am I correct?
Yes, Vanna.
That's all we have, right? 2 Ks?
KM.
KKM is what we have, right? Or just KM?
KKM so far. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's someone's initials. I don't know. Let me try to ask it something else. You think it's spelled out Kim? Did you spell out Kim? Did you spell out Kim? It's not answering. If the Spirit is present, we need to know your name. Spell out your name.
L.
It's just going around in circles now.
We got an L, though, right?
We have an L, and it kind of went off the board on M, and it keeps circling over in the KLM area. I don't know what that means. It keeps running off the board. I'm not doing this. It's going faster. It's circling faster. Dan, do you have a grip on this or anything?
My fingertips are barely touching it.
It's circling in the area of KL.
Is there somebody involved with the house or anything with initials KLM or KM, anything like that? Isn't the initials of the house, wouldn't M fit for what the name of the house is?
Sure.
Is there somebody with a K that was involved in the house?
It's circling heavily in this area, and it's going very quickly compared to what it was doing.
Are you trying to ask it if it's trying to spell initials of KM or something? What is it?
She wants me to tell. My real name is Kim.
This is Psychic Alex. You have Ouija board experience?
Yeah, I changed my name about 8 or 9 years ago to Alexandria.
Would you object to sitting down at the Ouija board?
No, they'd be fine.
I'd like to have Psychic Alex sit at the Ouija board.
Okay.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
You were quick to volunteer.
Excuse me.
Okay, you and Kim.
Oh,
Okay, Dan? You lucked out.
This
Keep
is
an eye
very
on Dan.
scary.
You did good, Dan. All right, so Kim will remain at the Ouija board,
Yes,
and Psychic
yes.
Alex will join her. We have 2 Kims on the Ouija
I
board.
wasn't moving that.
So
This is very bizarre.
once again, this is our final segment. The levitation will take place on the air in the morning. We will be spending the night in this house when we leave the air. And now we go back to the Ouija board with Psychic Alex and Kim.
She's putting herself into a trance before we start this and relaxing a little bit.
No trains, just concentrating.
Okay.
We get confused, us laymen, on your normal trance and your concentration. We get confused.
Okay, I'm still shaking like a leaf. I don't know if it's me or if it's something else, but
I could try. I have an Indian spirit guide with me at all times, and I'll ask him if I can get him on the board. I've never talked to him on the board before. Pathfinder, I know you're here. You're always with me, and I want you to please show up on the board, nice and strong. Come on. Oh, no. He's not used to the board. He may not show up much. Come on. No. I don't know.
I mean, I have my fingertips.
Don't you feel like there's... I'm more interested in the spirit that was driving the thing nuts a second ago. Don't you feel like there's something already there?
Okay. Okay.
It's moving in the center, around.
Oh, he's here. I think I have to do it. Oh, gosh. All right. Please try not to make fun of this name. There's a spirit also who's with me at all times. Her name is Roseanne. Yeah. And she usually comes in real strong. I can try talking to her, and then we can go from her back to see if we can get this other spirit in stronger. Sometimes when you get only the circles is when the spirit's not used to talking this way. All right, Roseanne. You'd like a show. All right. Okay. All right, Roseanne. These people want it definite. Can you spell out the name? Let me finish your question. Can you spell out the name of the person who was on the board, the spirit that was on the board before? You don't know who it was? All right. Yeah, I know the Bible's in the way. What was that? Are you guys keeping track of this? I can't see it. There's a B. What's that?
V.
BV.
BV. That happens to be the initials of our boss, so it's kind of a strange
Little
thing.
Lions.
BV is on the board. Oh my God, we're all gonna die. Are you our boss?
I want to
Roseanne's
know.
not evil. She's a smart aleck.
I want to know if there's a spirit other than Roseanne here.
Okay. All right. Roseanne, can you tell us? Are there other spirits here in the house other than you? Are you the only spirit here? Are there other spirits here?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd write to yes.
Okay.
How many?
Wait a minute. We gotta turn it around this way or else it'll go off the board. Okay. All right, now. How many?
It's going to the numbers. It stopped at... What did it stop at?
It went to 1 and then back to 1. And it keeps going. 1. Okay, now hang on. Let's turn it back around this way. Okay, you mean to tell us that there's only one other spirit in the house than you? No. Oops, got the numbers wrong. Would you rather talk to Kim? Yeah, I like you too.
She said yes.
Okay, Kim.
Okay.
You talk.
Is the spirit that's in the house Paul? Yes. Is Paul a good spirit?
Stopped on no. I told you people, and you questioned me.
Is the spirit in the house really Paul, or is it a demon?
No.
Oh, I have to ask
say
you yes or no. Is the spirit that's in the house a demon?
Yes, it went to yes.
Good point, though, Anthony.
Yeah, you're using a tool that most psychics consider very low magic, and it does attract deceptive entities at times.
There could be a demon trying to fool us.
Or there could be a low-life spirit trying to fool you.
Or that could be a demon right there.
And we'd know a lowlife anywhere.
What's that?
I said, do you think a demon could coexist with the Bible laying right here?
I don't know. I think demons play kind of a funny game.
Shoulders getting sore.
Mine too.
What's that?
God's stronger than any demon.
No, that's very true. He's stronger than any demon, but this is certainly a demonic tool.
Let's ask one last question, then we are going to need to wrap it up because we are over.
If you have a
We
name,
need to get some sleep.
if this spirit has a name, I'd like to know what it is.
Spell it out, please.
Spell it out, please.
I hate it when they can't spell.
What's the letter H?
H.
What's circling and spell?
H-E. Let's not go to the L's.
Okay, we have HE so far. It's going kind of nuts in the middle of the board now. And I'm not moving it. I just have my fingers placed on top of it.
H-E-L. What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you?
It's
H-E-L. We don't have the other L yet, but I have a feeling if I was a betting man, it would be coming.
Roseanne, are you playing around again?
yes. I knew it. Roseanne's a prankster.
Tell Roseanne it's late. We got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Say good night, Roseanne.
Yeah. Wait a minute. She usually does this. I don't think she.
God, she's spelling out see ya.
She usually goes down to goodbye.
There is a goodbye on that board. Ever noticed?
Oh, she likes talking on the board. No, we're out of here.
Man. I'm just glad this segment is over because
too.
we had all kinds of warnings from people who had all kind of weird things happen. Unfortunately, many times the weird things happened after the board was used and sometimes a day, a week later. So, you feel okay with it?
I have no problems with it.
You're protected.
My only problem is trying to get a straight answer out of that one spirit, Roseanne.
Yeah.
You've had this problem before.
Yeah, she described herself as a bleached blonde hooker.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we could talk later. What, Kim, do you feel okay?
I'm just really tired. I feel like
Well, it's 2:30 in the morning.
It's 2 in the morning. That had nothing to
We've
do
been
with
up
the Ouija
since
board.
3 in the morning.
I feel like my energy was drained. I feel like I've just done a 2-hour workout at the gym or something. That's the way, honestly, that's the way I feel.
Yeah, that's when you first start really using psychic energy and directing it. It can be that draining and that tiring.
Well, we did not. We completely used all our time tonight and then some. We didn't get to the levitation. We'll attempt that on the show in the morning when we wake up in this house between 5:30 and 10. Producer Courtney saw something tonight.
Wow.
I saw some red eyes, and I'm not joking, and a mist at the top of the stairs. I'm not
Usually when you see red eyes, you're looking in the mirror, right?
very funny. But I really did. I saw some kind of, I don't even know what it was.
So did Kim. Her heart was racing.
I saw it upstairs when we went up to the 3rd floor. It was a long, tall, white mist. It was kind of shimmering and moving around and trying to take the form of something.
And somebody needs to check on Psychic Ron because he was a part of this Ouija board segment. And
I haven't seen him since.
well, we need to find him. He threw up and
He's disappeared.
he's what? We're
What is
looking for him. He was foaming at the mouth. And we want to thank Psychic Janine Ezekiel, Psychic Antoinette for being here. We will be back with you in the morning to report on anything that happened during the night. DC is supposed to see something during the night. The
Yeah.
spirit of Paul, I suppose.
That's why we're all.
Don't forget that green blanket.
That's why we're all sleeping
Will
together.
also.
Oh, really?
Yes. As sometime during.